What is going on? Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to talk to you about Lucid. I want to go over some expectations for this upcoming week, what might cause some volatility in the stock price, and go over everything else you need to know. But first, make sure you guys hit that thumbs up. And with that, let's get right to it. So starting off with data points, a lot is coming out, a lot that could disrupt the broader market. So starting off on Tuesday, you have retail sales. Wednesday, you have essentially the interest rate decision. So I think in general, that's going to be a big market mover, not because they're going to cut 25 basis points, because I think that's a forecast right now, a 96% likelihood of that occurring, but rather what is stated afterwards, because it was brought up on Friday that the Feds might actually pencil in 3 rate cuts in 2025. So dependent on what Powell says afterwards, that is what is going to really move the broader market. So kind of stay tuned for that. Then Thursday, you have good old GDP, same as every other Friday though. You have initial jobless claims and whatever else. But Friday, capping it all off with PCE. So you do have quite a lot of data that's coming out that could really move the market, and through that, Lucid going into this upcoming week though is actually having some pretty good momentum. So it's nice to say that first and foremost. As far as what they have planned, this is what is on their website. So it looks like just more showcasings and whatever else. My annoyance with this is that they don't bring up nearly anything that is actually done. So for instance, even if we scroll down looking at the previous events, it just shows more showcasings and whatever. But in reality, go over to Twitter. Lucid Oasis did post this. So Lucid Middle East held its first ever event in Saudi Arabia. That is not apparent based on their website. So there is always a lag. I don't really like that, but nonetheless, it goes to show that Lucid is really like kind of ramping up on their marketing. So that could come this week. So if they do something, fine, that's amazing. As far as us as investors knowing this in advance, regrettably not. There was also this that was posted. So Lucid Europe is hosting a training event in the Netherlands. So it's good to get their name out there, word of mouth and whatever else. So it'd be interesting as well for their upcoming earnings just to see if their marketing dynamic has changed. But nonetheless, I think it's going to be more so the data points and just Lucid's technicals that really drive hopefully Lucid higher. But going into this upcoming week, 22.36% of the free float is being shorted. Works out to be 266.4 million shares overall are being shorted. Cost of our average 1.11%, and then utilization is 91.95. Through IBKR does indicate around 10 million shares, or in excess of 10 million shares is available to be shorted. And I actually just put out a video under Financial Journey, top 5 most heavily shorted stocks, and yours truly is number 1 once again. So I don't know if that's something to be happy about or not. If you are one of those individuals that likes to hope for a squeeze, then yeah, maybe that might be something good to keep in mind. But essentially for this upcoming week, looking at the open interest, you do have right now 16,000 at that 250, 19,000 at that 3, 6,000 at 350, and then 33,000 at that 4. So if it does get close to the strike prices, you might see some financial kind of manipulation coming from shorts as they do try to suppress the stock price, because with Lucid closing at 258, that does mean over here that anything above that 250 strike price, so that $3 does expire worthless. Normally I would have anticipated shorts to just try and suppress Lucid below that 250, because even looking at what happened on Friday, you saw some like level of hesitation around that 249-ish, and at that time shorts were increasing. So going into this upcoming week, just watch for clearly that $3 range to be a key pivot. And even right now with it at $2.58, it is right on this R1. So 259, definitely watch for it to get above that first thing. Flip side, 264 and then 272 are going to be kind of the smaller resistance levels / targets. So just watch for those in reality. But going into this upcoming week, like I've said in my video yesterday, it's good to be somewhat optimistic. So it is above the ALMA right now and successfully did get above that 50-day moving average. Monday is going to play a very key point in that. So if it is able to close above, once again, that 50-day moving average, really confirming a upward momentum and kind of trend, then yeah, honestly, I think big money is going to really start rallying behind Lucid and kind of helping it move higher, because in reality, the next big resistance points are this 100 and 200-day moving averages, which is roughly around that 292 and also $3 range. So going into this upcoming week, that might realistically be where Lucid does go. Of course, I think in order for that to occur, going back over here, you do need a lot of these data points to kind of come in line with market expectations, such as GDP, the Feds, and whatever else. Because if Powell comes out and says, yeah, we just did a 25 basis point cut, but we aren't looking at doing anything in the future, and we're kind of cautious about the labor market and blah, 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 that might spook the market. Hopefully that makes sense. But one thing that hasn't come out in a while, though, is a new analyst rating. So especially with Lucid's interviews recently, fireside chats, it is fair to assume that actually, one just popped up right now. So it shows yesterday, so that's would have been for Friday. So $3.50 price target, 𝗖𝗎𝗡𝗘𝗖𝗧 Stefan, who has a 43% success rating. So yeah, this actually just popped up. It's kind of crazy. I was preparing for this video and like roughly around an hour ago, and it wasn't showing up. So yeah, that's kind of interesting. So that, in my opinion, would be one good thing that the market will really rally behind going into tomorrow. And you can kind of just see generally based on the last couple of ratings that have come out. So $2.80, $3 and $2, $3.50. I'm sure the market is really going to take this and run with it. So with this this new analyst rating, that might be that kind of catalyst that Lucid needs to get to that $3 range. So let me know your thoughts on Lucid. Where do you think it is going to go? Do you think it's going to retrace back down to kind of the low to like whatever twos, or do you think it is going to get to the $3 range? So what's your viewpoint on all that? Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate that. Hopefully everyone's having an amazing weekend thus far. One final thing I just wanted to share with you, though, I did launch a Patreon where I'm giving buy signals on stocks, options, and crypto, so definitely pop over there to take a look. And then aside from that, though, I've been providing a lot of free content, and I'll be doing that as well, just on options. So I'll be posting this. You all can do with this information what you will, but I did sort it by in excess of 20 million. So clearly this is per transaction. It is big money. It is not small fish, especially 58.7 million in one transaction. That's clearly big money. So a couple of things to take note of is the contract, so the expiry date, just the strike price, the ticker, and why you should pay attention to this. Ultimately, some people honestly really like to follow what big money does. And if someone is staking 58.7 million for instance, Broadcom to get to roughly, or I guess above that 146 range, then that's extremely bullish. And I did sort it by the bullishness. So this is where, again, you need to do a little bit of research on why, for instance, a certain strike price was selected and whatever else. So long story short, pop over to the Patreon. There's a lot of good information for everyone. With all that said, appreciate all of you watching.